Newscum.
So I say hello and then you say hello.
Okay.
Okay.
That sounds like a good way of starting. Yeah. Okay.
Hello
Hello.
and welcome to yet another episode of Newscum. My name is Dan and this is my long-suffering co-host, Daniel. How's it going, Daniel?
I'm all right. I'm Daniel. That's like he's got a split personality.
Before we begin,
calling him Daniel.
I would just like to ask everybody who's watching the show to please leave a like.
Oh.
Yes?
Hey. Now that is smooth.
Was that smooth?
Yes.
Regardless of what you think of this particular show, if you're a fan of independent media at all, then surely leaving a like on this show is more than justified.
The least you can do!
Exactly. In fact, just as a fellow human being, we're just two guys called Dan and Daniel. Classic Alex and Alexander from the Duran situation. And we've just decided to make a podcast. Help us out. Doesn't cost anything. Just give us a like. There's one human to another. We're all in it together. We're all just trying to make the world a better place. Be it Tommy Robinson, Daniel over here, Keir Starmer. We're all humans in this world, struggling, trying to make
Boots.
Puss in Boots. I just said that because it sounded like you were agreeing with me, and I actually don't know what you're referring to.
He's just another human being.
He's not, though, is he?
Well, he's a cat, but he's in some boots, which I imagine is very cute.
Great. Thank you for that contribution, Daniel. You see, even though I had no idea what this idiot was talking about, and he named an animal, obviously, on some level, deliberately trying to disrupt the show.
Dog in
I
heels.
say bravo to him. What was that?
Dog in heels.
Well, I don't get that reference either.
Like Puss in Boots. Dog in heels. Yeah. Giraffe in DMs.
All right, do you wanna go to the agenda?
Sure. Just to clarify to all you truckers out there, we do actually, if you watch the first about 5 or 10 minutes of this, you might be deceived into thinking it's just continually this wank.
It kind of is, though.
It's not.
Oh, Daniel.
You do good. You actually
Daniel,
do
you're
good
too much.
stuff
Let's
at
go with the
some
agenda.
point.
Shut up. All right, so
we do get into the news. This is just the salty
cum at the beginning of Newscum.
It's got the splodge.
It's the wrong way around. It should be cum news because we've got the salty cum followed by the delicious news.
It becomes very fertile about 20 minutes in, and then you have two big chunks of blobs of actual fertilizing.
Yes, go on.
Globs of
fertilizing blobs of globs.
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah, that's what we have. It's good. It gets good in any minute.
An agenda.
Woo.
I'm going to share that agenda with you now on screen. That's exciting, isn't it?
It is. Bloody
now,
hell.
I understand. I've taken the liberty of forming this agenda without consulting the minutes, Matt.
Right.
I mean, Daniel. Fuck. That didn't last very long.
The conceit is paper.
Oh, no. The truth is out. But we all here at Newscum, we all appreciate all the work you do, with the minutes and that. And I'll be happy to look at the minutes. We can spend some time doing it. We do have a packed schedule. It would be better not to, but I'm happy to do it if you would like. Would you like us to spend some time on the minutes?
Let's save it for another day.
What a surprise. Okay, so let me share my screen. I'm going to share the agenda with you now. It's all sorted. There we go.
Daniel Taylor.
Where does it say that? It doesn't say that anywhere. It says the chair of the meeting is Dan, and you, Daniel, are the minute taker. The meeting was supposed to start at 2. I'm going to change that now because it's 2:25, because that's how long it took Daniel to sort out his earphones. Okay, so are we happy with all of this?
You put apologies down for Benjamin Studebaker.
Well, he's not here, is he?
He hasn't been on the show for 3 months.
Well,
I don't think he's been in contact either. I
wonder
why.
Every meeting I put him down as even though he doesn't give his apologies. I know in his heart he would do if he remembered.
Okay,
if he even remembered what this was. Anyway, here's the agenda. Now we're going by the Dove from Above structure, if you're aware of
Vic
that.
And Bob. Yeah,
yes.
Vic and Bob. Yep.
So from classic comedy, 90s comedy. 90s comedy was good, wasn't it, Matt? I mean, Daniel.
It was all good. Everything before 1990s was good.
Everything before the 1990s, okay.
Especially, Just Good Friends, that romantic comedy.
I
Brushstrokes.
I don't know what Just Good Friends is.
I don't know any of these things, though. You have to Google them, or they're perfect.
Just Good Friends.
Bread by Carla Lane.
Just Good Friends. I'm going to Google that now.
The 6 o'clock news.
Good Friends.
Cracking.
Just Good Friends.
Hyacinth Bouquet.
Just Good. Oh, God. Man, this looks so shit. The first thing that comes up is a YouTube video about the death of one of the people. Just Good Friends, 1983, after 42 years. What happened? No, this is something I've noticed that's on YouTube a lot now. There's these videos, and in the... what's it called? The thing at the...
The description, the title.
No, the picture.
The metadata, the picture. Oh, the logo. Thumbnail. There we go. We're such good podcast. We are good.
This is why we have a podcast.
Yeah.
So Just Good Friends. In the thumbnail, what they do is they have some shitty old thing that no one remembers apart from you. And then they have a picture of the person from the sitcom when they were younger. And then they have like a picture of an old, maybe a AI generated or some old picture of them like in some horrible, like on their deathbed, horrible injuries. Yeah. Like, you'll never guess what happened to blah, blah. And then the whole thing is made up.
Oh, really?
It's complete bullshit. Yeah, every time. It's like everybody on Just Good Friends had a horrible, horrible death a few years after it finished. Another thing I've been watching is this channel, which is it puts out videos very regularly, and every video is a computer-generated Elon Musk talking about something. So I just watched one. I wanted to get Musk's view on digital ID, and the first thing that came up was this video, and it's AI generated. It's not him speaking.
But it's his voice.
It's his voice. It's quite good, but it's a bit glitchy.
Uncool.
But all of the comments believe that it's him, and they're all like, "Yes, Elon, you tell it." And in the channel description, if you look, it says, "We're just having a laugh, we're just making." But not when you actually watch any of the videos, it all comes across as supposedly like this is actually really what Elon Musk thinks.
Yeah, well, they do this. I've noticed someone's done the same thing with Noam Chomsky as well, because he's had a stroke. So he's still alive, but he's being parroted with this really trite, bland shite. And it's just incredibly.
So they got it down to a T.
Don't diss the Noam. But anyway.
So Dove from Above, you pick. We've got a number of different items that you can choose from. You pick which ones you would like. Choose your own adventure.
I haven't looked at these yet. Oh my God. Can the audience see these?
Yes.
I had a copy of the Sunday Sport earlier.
I'm sorry about that's integral to that section. You have to get that copy. I don't have a copy.
I'll run up the stairs. Flagget, Jews versus Muslims. DigiDs, don't know what the fuck that is. Dan's emotional intelligence.
Okay, I've got a prepared statement on that. Great. So that's going to be the first item?
Yeah.
Okay, so I've written down a prepared statement that I'm going to read to you now, and then we can have a Q&A, okay?
Okay.
So there is an energy field created by all living things that surrounds, penetrates, and binds the galaxy together. And emotional intelligence is the name of that energy. It is a sensitivity, undetectable, uninspectable, and unmeasurable, except by midichlorians obviously. The sensitivity is the rarest form of power made by the most enlightened... Sorry, not made by. I should have edited that. Held within by the most enlightened humans in the world. What is this energy? Well, it is commonly known as feelings, Matt. There has been a number of notable people throughout history who have had this power. For example, Stephen Patrick Morrissey, in around 1990 to 1991, he had this, what is known as the top level of emotional intelligence. But then that kind of dropped off around the time he released Kill Uncle. I mean, I like Kill Uncle. I'm just reading what this tells us. And obviously the results of that have been, we see those results all around us, don't we, Matt?
I like how neither of us have ever really moved on from Star Wars and Morrissey.
Alex Ferguson is rumored to have had it throughout the 90s, but he used it for evil.
Okay.
But the point is that it is a power that exists and it's real, and I have it. And I know what you're thinking. I don't have it, but I do. The thing about me is I'm like one of those great, great masters of martial arts.
Right.
Who's like the most powerful in the world. But I've decided for some reason, I don't know, maybe I accidentally hurt someone or something, to like retreat into myself and like never use my powers anymore. And I just sort of stubbornly, a bit like Luke Skywalker at the end of the first one of the new trilogy. I just
Is this a private conversation? do you have something you need to get off your chest?
I'm just talking about emotional intelligence, Matt.
Okay, great. So you're doing well with that.
I'm just saying that I have it.
Could we do this over a pint?
But I choose not to use it. That's the point.
Okay. Do you think that's the most emotionally intelligent thing to do, to not actually apply this incredible talent for the benefit of humanity?
Well, it's not. It's very under capitalism. It's very difficult to apply it for good. You see,
unless you're really good at that kind of thing.
Well, you can make money from it, I suppose. Although I've not figured out a way to do that either. So,
well, you're well on your way with the old YouTube.
Exactly. Please join the Patreon. Support my emotional intelligence financially. Any questions?
Yep. All Dan needs is another $100 to get up his emotional
That's not a question. Any questions?
It's like Bitcoin. You need to buy him emotional intelligence.
There's a meter. It's like a computer game. If I can max out, but then it gets depleted by interactions with you, actually. And it needs to come up again. All right.
Okay, so next up from above.
Okie dokie. What would you like to do?
Flag it.
Can we do flag it next time? I haven't really prepared flag it.
Sure. Shall I run upstairs and get the Sunday Sport?
Yeah, okay. So, next section is going to be Sunday Sport. This is going well, isn't it? Stop share. So, Matt sent me a WhatsApp message with some photographs from the Sunday Sport about an article about Jimmy Savile. I haven't read it. I'd be interested to know what it's about. I'm hoping that he will be able to enlighten me. I was also having this idea, Matt.
Yeah.
Does the Sunday Sport have its own podcast like every other newspaper does now?
No, Sunday Sport has nothing.
Can we?
This is why I keep offering my services.
Well,
to the Sunday Sport.
Can we do the Sunday Sport podcast?
I'd love to offer to them, but I've already offered them a bunch of stories, including woman gets pregnant with air fryer after, I can't remember what it was now.
Is that some investigative journalism that you did?
Yes, I did some key investigative journalism and sent it to the Sunday Sport, but they weren't having it.
A woman was impregnated by an air fryer.
Well, I can't remember the story, even though obviously I researched it very carefully.
Of course.
But I think she chatted to She asked for the recipe for fish and chips on ChatGPT, and she did it so many times that eventually she got pregnant with an air fryer or something like that. I can't remember the story.
Is that a joke? Am I missing something?
It's just a stupid idea, isn't it? So yeah, the Sunday Sport has had to completely go off the internet because of the porn laws that came in a few months ago. Can't remember what the legislation, wasn't there?
The legislation was just that you have to identify yourself as being over 18. So clearly what's happened here is that the entire base of readership for the Sunday Sport is below 18 years old, apart from you, seemingly.
Well, I reckon they probably just thought, because I think their website was doing quite well.
So why did they take it down?
Well, because I think it had lots of naked women on the website. So
yes, lots of websites do.
Yeah, but who's gonna sign up to the Sunday Sport website?
You don't have to sign up. You just have to. There's like a thing that you identify. Like it takes a picture of you, and it says, "We'll never share this, but we're destroying the picture right now. It's never going to be seen again." And like an AI thing decides if you're old enough.
Oh, I see. Okay. Well, anyway, they've shut down their website anyway a few months ago, supposedly for that reason. So
I think it sounds like a good excuse. I think their website was doing really badly, and they went, "We need a reason."
Oh, right. Okay, I've been fooled by the tabloid press.
I mean, I don't know if it's like any other newspaper website, and I imagine it's worse. They're worse than porn sites. The amount of pop-ups, the amount of fucking shit on, like if you go on even like the Express or anything like that, they haven't changed from about 20 years ago. They look the same piece of shit, all this pop-up crap. They use their own video player technology, which is a piece of shit, nothing compared to YouTube. And then when the video finishes, even the BBC does this, it goes onto a new video. Yeah. So by the time you've got rid of all the pop-ups and actually got down to watching a video, you've missed it. It's gone onto a new video. There's no way of going back a video. You can go forward. It's just absolutely... It's like they just don't even... I think because they still don't really like the internet.
Right.
They want people to read the newspaper. They don't. Yeah. So they think if we make our website shit, then people will eventually come back.
I bet there's an absolute cartel of all the newspapers, like the Telegraph's ringing up the Daily Mail and the Daily Mail's ringing up the Sun, and they all have to meet together and be like, "We have got to make this the worst fucking set of websites possible to get people back buying the fucking paper."
Anyway, so there was a story in the Sunday Sport about Jimmy Savile. Is that right?
Well, you like your Jimmy Savile story, so I thought
certainly did. Yeah. Go on.
Jimmy Savile brought to life in sick horror show. Theatre goers run crying from hologram museum of ghouls. Now I should clarify that I have. Then it says turn to page 7. Now I should clarify that I have turned to page 7.
You clarify that, please.
And it says seeing Jimmy Savile brought to life made me physically sick. Now
I doubt that. I very much doubt that.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, I slightly doubt the whole story because I did look up whether there was some kind of art installation in what does it say? Hoxton that did this, and I could not see any reference to that. And also, all of the people in it are referred to only by their first name, like the gallery owner.
I mean, I'm not familiar particularly with the Sunday Sport, but is that a common problem that the entire article is made up, not just elements of it?
I'm not sure, but I did read an interview with the guy, the editor of it, the other day, and he says something like some whatever story, like woman gets pregnant with air fryer, and he goes, I had to be absolutely sure when my reporter came to me that this was a true story because it was incredible. So I put it through a rigorous fact check. I said to her, are you sure this story is true? She said yes, so it was in. So I think possibly they are kind of funny and maybe not terribly accurate.
So is that the end of that section? We're getting through these, aren't we?
Well, yeah. Speaking, people's attention span is fairly.
That's true, actually.
Fairly low on the internet.
This podcast. This is an hour-long podcast, but it's for the TikTok generation. So every section is about half a minute. Okay, next.
Okay. what conference crap? Oh, is that Kemi Badenoch? Or
not so much.
Labour
I was going to go with some positive stories coming out of the Green Party and Labour Party conferences.
Go on then. What's happening with Zach?
Well, actually, the Green Party had some pretty radical. I mean, I think radical's not. You shouldn't say that anymore because no one wants to be radical, apart from incredibly popular parties like Reform
and skateboarders.
And skateboarders, yeah. So the left wing are trying to be like, it's not radical; it's just common sense, which it is. It's both. So the Green Party have what have they done? The conference calls for the Israeli Defense Force to be prescribed as a terrorist organization. What do you think about that? On the one hand, it's highly amusing, but on the other, I do think it's interesting because a lot of people in the UK have gone out to fight for the IDF, and then they come home and just sort of live their lives. But obviously, if you did that for just about any other military, there'd be some questions raised. They've also. And because
lots of people who come back to Britain after fighting for the IDF, then, old military types and stuff.
I don't know the numbers, but I just remember when it first kicked off, they were interviewing people that were saying that they were going to go over there and had been over there before. They weren't just saying it; like they had people that had been involved before.
There's a handful of people who have done that for Ukraine as well, isn't there?
Yeah.
I met a guy from the Canal a few months ago who said,
I mean, some of these people,
whether he ever did or not, I don't know.
Some of these people are just like to fight.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
they, I don't think they like have particularly strong feelings about Ukraine sovereignty. Yeah. Although I think in the Israel case, there is a bit more of that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think on the one hand, if you're going to, I mean, it goes hand in hand, doesn't it? If you're going to sanction Israel or something like that, right, then, or even criticize what the Israeli military is doing, but then on the other hand, British citizens can go over and fight in it and nobody cares. It's kind of a weird hypocrisy. And there's nothing that we hate more, is there, Matt, in this kind than hypocrisy? Hypocrisy is the worst thing, isn't it?
Well,
name something worse than hypocrisy.
Being crushed by a rock.
No, that would be fine.
By a car.
That would actually be good. That would actually make you a martyr for the green movement.
Or being run over by a car. Yeah.
So anyway, what else do they want to do? UK, they want to break the blockade and deliver. They want the UK military or ships to send aid to Gaza. They want a UN peacekeeping force in there.
To stop the Israelis from going crackers, send in a flotilla with international backing.
Yes, pretty much. Well, not a flotilla. I mean, I suppose it would be, but like a proper one, not just a bunch of
proper
lefties.
One, yeah.
Like the actual military. I mean, what's your concern about that? Actually, you're umming.
Oh, nothing too deep. I was just thinking, I guess it would be great if that could work. But
why wouldn't it work? If it was actually policy,
because it's not going to happen.
That's not the same thing, is it? It's not going to happen. It's not going to work. It's not the same thing.
No. You're over-reading into my face. I was just a face of concern.
The Green Party
is not a face that
if the Green
Party can read my entire policy into.
I mean, the thing would be, would the Green Party actually do this? Say the Green Party have a landslide victory, because everything that's voted on in conference, it's Green Party policy for that to become policy. So this is now, unlike the Labour Party, this is actually Green Party policy now. And if the Green Party won by a landslide and they had a huge majority in Parliament, would they be able to implement this? And if not, why not? I think is a more interesting idea, because there's different hurdles, right? You've got to get over the hurdle of like the two-party system, which we seem to be rapidly getting over, it seems. But then you have to get over. Then once you get over that idea, you have part of the problem with the two-party thing is that it means that there's no consensus on important matters. You're all bickering about small differences. But you get over all of that, say, and the Green Party get into power and they have these great policies. Will they actually implement them? And if not, why not? It's like another question. It's like the last stage, the last baddie.
Well, the final boss. As
Exactly.
The kids call it. If I was in the civil service and advising the new Green Minister of Defence on that, I would say, well, if Britain sends in a warship or two, Israel will sink it. And that will be the end
do you
of that.
think they would?
Well, I think they did in 1967 with the United States, didn't they? The USS, forgot the name off the top of my head, but they killed about 30 odd American sailors then. And the alliance between the US and Israel is stronger now than it was
So
all that time ago.
why was
years
that?
Ago.
Why didn't the US?
I think they were just in the wrong place at the wrong time.
No, why did they lose their shit about the?
I think because there was just that was the beginning of the sort of the solidifying of the strategic alliance had just happened before that, because there'd been the was that wasn't the 6-Day War, when was it, the 67? I'm getting mixed up with my history.
So if I don't know, but if you're saying that they blow up a British ship and then the Green leadership of this country would be like, oh shit, didn't see that one coming. Well, since we've got a strategic alliance with Israel, we're not going to do anything. We'll just give up on that plan.
Well, I mean, it's all a hypothetical, but I think
it certainly is. It's a hell of a hypothetical.
I think the way to create peaceful situations in those kind of places is through diplomacy backed up by international force. What I'm saying is, if the Green Party of Britain chucked a warship into the sea around Israel, you would, there would be a massive risk of that going wrong and being ineffective. If the United States is involved and there's a UN resolution and international system,
so you're poo-pooing the Greens' policies as childish.
No, I'm not at
Naive.
all. I'm not saying that. I think it's a good idea to stabilize that region. So it is right. I'm also just tossing out the idea that it wouldn't work in practice, because you'd need to have an international consensus.
I mean, by the time it got there with the Green Party, with the massive majority and with these sort of policies, that would already shift the international situation anyway, right?
Well,
it wouldn't be that everything else, all things being equal, everything else stays frozen in time and the Green Party plow on with their plan and send the ship out. Just by having these policies being brought in with governments, right, is gonna reshape the international scene and make new things possible.
I agree. Yeah, I that's one of the reasons that I had faith in the Corbynite foreign policy as well, because I do think that Britain could have a massive symbolic and indeed practical effect on international policy if someone like Corbyn or indeed Zach Polanski was to get in.
But do you not also think that maybe at the end of the day, the Americans would somehow scupper anything from actually changing? Maybe to the point of even assassinating someone. May not have to get to that point, but generally undermining British democracy in some way so that we can never get there.
Certainly under the current government. Yeah.
No. I'm talking about what you mean.
The current administration would.
Oh, because you think the Democrats are great and they never do anything underhand.
The Democrats would be the same. Yeah.
Oh, right. If as long as it's not the Republicans or the Democrats, it's someone else that's in charge of the US.
Yeah, I mean, I think it kind of goes without saying, but to make the world a much more stable place that is. Leaves the risk of complete destabilization, World War III, etc. You need to have changes in the United States. It won't just be Britain. It has to be broader than that. I think you could perhaps have a slight change in the United States, say to someone like your Bernie Sanders type, and then Britain to kind of, because
I mean I agree with
you. That's why the late 2019, 2000 and whatever it's called, 2000.
But I think there's also
the Corbyn Sanders era is really important, because that could have been enough.
Well,
to shift
Sanders was kind of a bit shitty anyway.
No, I know, but that's the thing. If Corbyn had got in as Prime Minister with Sanders on the other side of the Atlantic, and I reckon that might have been enough to have shifted the whole.
Especially with Mandelson as ambassador, helping the whole thing along. Because I agree. I mean, but this is just because there are these sort of general. This is like the Duran kind of way of debating stuff, and they're obviously, particularly Alex, one of the two Alexes, very knowledgeable about these sort of things.
Alexander,
but they get like stuck in this idea of like different nations and the different agendas of different nations, and and they're blocks of power, and then the biggest one is the US, and that has the most power, and nothing can really change unless the US changes. But I think there's a kind of excuse there, right? Where if nations were to organize, for example, BRICS is a good example of this. You can actually change things without the US. You can push the US to a point where it will actually have to use its force, which it does from time to time. But I mean, it's dangerous escalation. But this is the thing about the problem with like disrupting the sort of system in a way that Starmer's incredibly scared of, right? It's like, well, you don't want to push the US to do policies that it doesn't the sort of long-term strategic goals deep state of the US don't want to do, because you don't know how the reaction will be. So basically saying, well, just fucking don't do anything then. Like, don't even bother, discussing foreign policy at all. We'll just follow the US entirely. And then on top of that, there is already horrific violence and stuff all around the world, just as a sort of day-to-day running of stuff. So there might be a risk of the US using military force to impose its foreign policy on Europe, right? And that sort of abstract risk in about 20 years, when the Green Party get in with a massive majority, means that you shouldn't really even discuss it as an idea of like Europe having a separate policy to the US, even though currently the US foreign policy is decimating European economies. Yeah.
There's always the thing of being like, oh, softly. Let's, if we just keep this all nice and
we've got less than a minute of this half left, by the way.
Then it will all work out a bit better. But no, I agree with you on balance. Just because you might provoke the United States, you've got to adopt the right policy. Really,
but this is where I think that there's some deeper issues in terms of the way that. Well, basically to do with capitalism and the way that it's not simply American military power, it's also financial power, which means that I don't know if you can have a party that can get into power that isn't going to somehow, in some way, end up being kind of US money is basically going to dominate what it's able to do.
But there's a huge difference. There's a huge difference between capital running the world and what the United States have been doing the last few years, going around like a blunderbuss, fucking nightmare, bulldozing everything.
Not entirely. And we're back.
To illustrate, Zelensky is currently asking for Tomahawk missiles. Now that's which is incredibly dangerous. If the United States gives them to it. So the military angle of the world, the military prism through which we look at the world, is more important, I think, than just. I don't think it's just about capitalism, because a small military change could devastate everything. Anyway, that's just me being a miserable sod, but yeah.
A small military change could devastate everything.
Oh, God. Do you need me to fucking spell things out? So, look, Tomahawk missiles, if they deploy them in... because they're nuclear capable, they'd be the first nuclear capable
yeah, but so could North Korea. I mean, having a nuclear bomb isn't that impressive, Matt, to be honest with you. Any small nation could pretty much get one. I mean, even Israel's got them.
Yeah, but... obviously, what's going to happen if the United States gives Tomahawk missiles to Ukraine, which they'll do probably via the Dutch or possibly the British, is that then Ukraine will fire those missiles into Russia and might target political targets with them, for instance. And if that happens, the Russians have to assume, well, they
so what's that got to do with American might? I mean, North Korea could do that. Just because America's doing it.
But North Korea doesn't do that. North Korea doesn't fire.
Why does America do it?
Missiles.
It's not to do with military might, is it?
What do you mean? What's it not to do?
You're saying that America could
literally military equipment being used by.
Yes, but why is America doing that and other countries aren't? That are capable of doing it militarily.
Other countries aren't capable of building, deploying, and firing, and nor would they want to. Tomahawk.
Yes, why wouldn't they want to?
The most powerful.
Why wouldn't they want to? They can do it. India can do it.
Are you saying it's for an economic? You're saying it's for an economic reason that those countries don't fire?
No, I'm asking you
fire.
why you think that America has the ability to do this, or no? It seems to you seem to think they're the only ones capable of doing this. They're the only ones that are doing it. I agree with you on that.
Yeah.
Why are they the only ones that are doing it?
I'm not really sure what your point is. I'm saying that
I'm asking. My point is a question. Why is America the only one that is doing this? That is pushing these things militarily, aggressively?
Because they are an empire.
But other countries could push things militarily and aggressively, couldn't they?
Well, maybe the United States is a generally more militaristic society and a more militaristic government, and has more interest in preserving, at least believes it has more interest in preserving its power.
I think
across Eastern Europe.
One of the things is that it would be difficult. It's difficult to push back on the US when they do anything, which you could do with other countries, right? But then again, I mean, with Israel, seemingly not, because they also have nuclear capability. So Israel is being as aggressive, if not more aggressive, than the US in some ways, and countries are not pushing back. In the way that, say, if India behaved that way, or North Korea, definitely, that you would imagine there would be more push. But maybe there wouldn't be. It's interesting. Maybe these countries, North Korea is just a very peaceful country, and we just get all this bad propaganda. But they actually, they've got such restraint. Every day they're thinking, should we attack South Korea? Nah, we're good people.
I'm not quite sure what point you're making, though, because North Korea would be annihilated within minutes if it did anything like that.
Why?
By nuclear weapons, with a small number of nuclear weapons. The United States has got a very large landmass, so it's not possible to push back.
Well, no, I think it's more than the landmass. It's got military. That is the military might of the US that it can protect itself around the world. But what I'm saying is that because I thought about that, I moved on to Israel as another example of which doesn't.
Well, Israel's a very, very tiny country, but that's one of the reasons that what's happening is so risky. I mean, I can't believe that any sane person within Israel thinks that their policy is a good idea, because inevitably, in a tiny country, tiny landmass like that, it could easily go horribly wrong. Anyway, that's me being doom and gloom.
Well, I think so, but I think you can see that that's not the case. That Israel, obviously, you would have thought, have made these calculations and decided.
What, you think they're that rational? I think that they're a bunch of fucking lunatics who are running the show.
History's proving you wrong, Matt.
What the history of the last 2 years? History.
They've decimated Gaza. They've almost got rid of everyone. They've got a plan to rebuild it. They've attacked Iran with basically no repercussions. So they've done all these things, right? And it seems to be working out pretty well for them.
So your great history here of the last 24 months is that it's all been fine for Israel so far, and so it's going to continue to be.
No,
continue to be,
but I think all things
aggressive.
Considered, well, the thing is, this is the thing. What happens if they de-escalated tomorrow? It pretty much would be fine for Israel. All 2 years.
You would hope. Yeah, you would hope.
No, I would hope not, but it would be. No one would go to prison. Thousands have died. They've attacked multiple other countries, and actually, so like Iraq. Actually, we're getting a bit sick of this war now. Let's have peace. It's like, yeah, Netanyahu, peacemaker, well done. Goes down in history as a hero. Because that's what it is. We move on to the next story. The strategic calculations have been made within the moments. Those moments have passed. And Israel was proven right in those moments. And you're saying
that it would be, that Israel would basically be safe and secure if it just de-escalated tomorrow.
No, I'm not saying that. But I'm saying considering what they've done, and the repercussions from the international community, as well as nations have actually been directly involved.
I think it would be I worry that Israel is going to contribute to its own destruction by getting involved in conflicts that are completely beyond its capabilities.
It's all,
and I'm not just worried about Israel.
I'm worried about when's that going to happen?
Well, I mean, you seem to be quite blasé about it. Like, well, it hasn't happened for the last 2 years.
I'm saying
right.
You're saying
there have been plenty. There have been times in the past where Israel has been quite close to destruction, and there's no reason to think. Well, there's certainly been times when. Well, I know that the whole setup with the Arab states is now very different. So the chances of Israel, that they've moved on from that, and there's the Abraham Accords and so on. But I think it's not that difficult to basically destroy a state when it's small. Imagine if North Korea did go on the warpath.
That's a different point.
Even if the United States wasn't involved.
You're saying it's easy. Of course, it's easy to destroy Israel. No one's touched it though. And it's saying, imagine if North Korea did that. Yeah, I'm imagining it, and I'm looking at what happened to Israel, and what happens is nothing. But you're saying imagine if
North Korea could go on the rampage. You say that North Korea basically could just go.
No, I'm not saying that. I'm saying
missiles around Thailand.
I'm saying your comparison to Israel doesn't work at all. Because you're saying, imagine if North Korea did that. Yes, okay. What's that got to do with Israel? Israel have done it. That's the point. They've already done it, and there hasn't been repercussions. So
yeah, I guess all I'm saying is that so far the repercussions have been minimal for Israel.
What is going on there?
Well, I think if you've got a massive empire behind you, it's very, and you've developed there's been a culture that's developed in these countries like Iran, which is actually very defensive in terms of nuclear posture and military posture. They are not out to smash stuff up. Even China's the same. They're very reticent in foreign policy conduct. So I think the United States is the main instigator of violence and imperialism around the world, because it is not just the biggest, but is also the most reckless.
I do think there's, but that's the thing. There's more going on there, right? Because it's the USA, but then it's also Israel, because Israel's being backed by the US. Why is Israel being backed by the US? Why are these alliances taking place? And it's also like, what is. Who is it in the US that decides that they are going to be these, die on a hill alliance with the Israelis? It's not like just because they have the biggest military might, they have to be friends with Israel and therefore back Israel, and then Israel can do what they want, and then North Korea can't do what they want, because if North Korea go on a bender, then they'll be destroyed. It's not to do with military might, is it? It's like there are tactical reasons behind why they're doing these different things, and what is motivating those reasons.
Sure, and what do you think? I mean, surely there's just a range of reasons: cultural reasons, sort of racist reasons, civilizational reasons.
Well, I don't think it's racist reasons, because obviously Saudi Arabia. I think it's nice. Like, I think that's played off like politically, for the idiots down us.
I guess maybe historically, I suppose is what I mean. There's still that strain, isn't there?
Well, I mean, Israel is a complete mystery. I mean, well, it isn't really, because there are. I mean, this is where it gets to. There are very rich Jewish backers who are supporters of Israel who give money to the White House. Why they support Israel, I don't know. But there's actually religious reasons to support Israel.
Yeah, religious, psychological, tribal.
It is completely mental. But I mean, but the fact that they're able to pursue these goals in a way that other religious groups aren't is because they've got a lot of money.
I think one thing I'd just say as well, just to note that...
Because everybody's got their mentalness, right? Right, but they don't get to dictate foreign policy in the way that specific.
So you're emphasising that money and that money is a really important part of this financial.
Yeah,
power.
But I also think that you're kind of right in lots of ways, and I was kind of a bit on the back foot at some point, so I kind of shifted the argument to be fair to you.
what I think, Guy, everyone. Dan and I are both right.
I always plan this podcast. We've got, and then we just end up talking about, I don't know, something else that I don't really know what I'm talking about. We just kind of I shouldn't even plan anything for this. I'm going to stop bothering.
The economic side of empire, I think, is really important. But what I'm saying, and this might just be my own just inbuilt anxiety, But I do think that things could go horribly wrong. And the way that things will go horribly wrong is not through these longer term structural things like finances. The way things will go wrong is if a military situation spirals out of control. And then suddenly, like an economic reading of the annihilation of Earth won't seem as important as, oh, we just fucking fired some fucking Tomahawk missiles into Moscow and it went fucking tits up. That's the thing that's going to be on the tattered pages of the fucking radioactive history books. And it's the same with Israel, is what I'm saying, is that, yes, it's been fine for Israel, in inverted commas, for 2 years, or at least 2 years and exactly since October the 7th. But that there are a lot of predictions at the moment of there being a second round, a more intense round of violence between Israel and Iran. Now, I know I had the last prediction that it was going to be in May.
We've got your long-term prediction for the end of the year. That's world peace brought about by Donald Trump. We'll get back to that in December.
Yes. Yeah. Well, may have dropped the ball on that one.
I'm just making. Obviously, who knows what the Israelis are up to. But I do think that they're not. I don't think they're completely irrational actors. They are moving. If anything, they are pushing the limits, but they're also kind of moving into space that is being afforded to them by the changing situation. Right.
But let me just clarify that we don't know really the military capabilities of how many missiles each side with Iran and Israel have. And yeah, I agree with you that most of this is irrational, albeit very cruel. But if there's any kind of miscalculation, and it appears in the 12-day war from a few months ago that we shouldn't really be called a 12-day war because it's going to happen again. So it's just going to be part of a longer war.
No, that can be a separate war.
What, you can have a war in the same year, two wars in the same year in the same country.
It's like
that just means that you're trying to say that it's over when it isn't over.
No, because it's like everything's speeding up, Matt. It's like you get you're going to get two films, 28 years later films in the same year. And you get two Marvel films, two Spider-Man films.
Let me just clarify in case
you get a 12-day war. The problem with it is that you can't name the war until it's finished. Or actually, the way to finish the war is name it. And it was a 10-minute war. It was a 10-minute war. It's over. I've already called it a 10-minute war, so you can't keep going. Sorry.
If you remember, it was Donald Trump who named that war.
Yeah,
as soon
exactly.
As it was over, he said, "Oh, it was the 12-day war."
Yeah.
It's like, "Oh, really? That sounds like fucking bullshit, mate."
Well, no, because
it
has to be
the fucking 12-year fucking war.
That's the thing. Well, that's his problem, because then he has to keep doing it. There's the 12-day war, and then there was the 2.5-hour war, and then there was a 5-week war, and then they were all separate wars because Donald Trump. That's why Donald Trump ends so many wars. He ends several wars a day.
Yeah, and then I started it, and then I started it again.
But it was then another war started up. It was very annoying.
But then we solved that one by dropping a big bomb on one of the sides, and then we started again the next day with a new war. But the point is, if Israel in any way miscalculates, which it appears to have done in the summer, and is too weak, or indeed Iran miscalculates, slightly less likely because Israel's the one who's initiating.
Sorry, what were you going to say in the 12-year war? The 12-day war, you're going to say there was a moment of...
Well, it looks like Israel kind of had to back down a bit there because they knew that they were running out of interceptor missiles.
Oh, that's right.
And Iran was starting to overwhelm them. That's not to say that Iran would have won as such, but it could have been that the damage caused physical infrastructure damage because they bombed the Israeli stock exchange and various other important parts of Israeli society. I think in Tel Aviv, there was a risk that Israel, I don't think anyone's realistically saying that Israel would have been destroyed as such, but Iran could have wrecked key sites in Israel sufficient that people would want to flee, that the whole Israel project would be abandoned. Do you know what I mean? It's the economy could be completely fucked. Israel has to retaliate, feels it has to retaliate with massive show of. So there's a real risk of that happening.
Yeah, no, I completely agree that in any of these sort of situations, like you have what you decide to do first on, and you don't know what ramifications might come of that. I don't know what's going on with the Israeli economy right now, actually. Generally, it's supposed to be completely fucked. I don't really know.
I imagine it's fucked, but being completely propped up by the Americans. But
well, again, yeah,
20 odd billion, haven't they, over the last year or two? So
I know it's incredible. I mean, it's the same. It's the same with Ukraine. I mean, the amount of money that's being given by all the European countries, while their own economies are falling apart. I mean, it's not that the Ukraine economy is doing well; they're just propping up the war. But at the same time, it is.
I wonder if any of that's gone into corruption.
Yeah, well, then it comes back through, because the great thing about corruption is that it's all done through the City of London. So
excellent. It all benefits us in the end.
It all benefits all of us.
All goes into the big pot of money
of
for
the NHS,
for my universal credit, and
that's why I don't use the NHS, because it's funded by corruption from the city. That's why I don't use any services in the UK ever.
Well done. That is a good moral choice. And don't go to Saudi Arabia to perform comedy either. That's the important thing.
Yeah.
Don't use a hospital bed. Don't go and entertain anyone in a dictatorship, or in Britain, or in Israel, or Iran, or America.
Yeah, if you've ever used the NHS, I think
you are
fucking scum.
Yes,
you're disgusting.
Yes, absolutely.
You're basically fueling drug gangs in Mexico.
Yes. Yeah.
So if you've ever got,
do you know who made those beds?
If you've ever got sick, then you're weak.
You've done something wrong.
It's a corruption of your soul. That's what's happened. It's because of some kind of evil within you.
Yeah.
Should we get back to the thing?
Yeah, put it back on. The only moral thing to do, if you get a cold,
is don't tell anybody, because they will judge you for being an evil. You've been cursed.
If you get any kind of if you get a sniffly nose and you feel you need to go to A&E, just jump off a cliff.
But that's the problem. People with you, like sniff, you go and clogging up A&E with your sniffly nose. Like, people have got real problems, Matt, and you're just down there every day. So, I've peeled my own foot in the bath.
Yeah, that was an error.
Go on then.
Okay. Oh no, we've already done quite a lot on Jews and Muslims. Dan's YouTube channel, is that yours?
No, Daniel's.
No, what's DigiDs?
Digital IDs.
Oh, digital IDs. Oh, DigiDs.
Yeah, I'm trying to come up with a cool way so the kids can get into it. DigiDs. Get your DigiD.
You're not worried about DigiDs though, are you? Because you're like, oh, it doesn't matter. It's just a load of information on your card.
I'm not. I don't want them to come in.
Yeah.
I just don't understand what the difference is.
Who don't you want to come in? What, the people on small boats?
The DigiD, yes. Unless they get a DigiD. Well, is that the thing? Is that the idea that once we get DigiDs, then we can have all the people coming in on the small boats, because it'll be fine?
They all come in on... Daniel,
can you pick something so we can go off the share screen?
Yeah, if they all came in on small boats but carrying blue passports, would you be pleased with that? What's the weaponization of noncing brainstorming?
Is that how you spell noncing? Because it says it's not correct. Maybe it isn't.
I don't know if it's a very sort of...
Yeah, just a lot of these are quite weak. There's not a great deal to them. That one was one we covered last time. Brainstorming session on how we can, the weaponization of noncing on the center left. With Keir Starmer.
Oh yes, that was good. Oh, so this is covering an entire manifesto of Newscum.
Yeah, this is like several episodes worth of content right here.
Yeah. Well,
Pick something.
Comments. Why don't we do comments? Why don't we do?
Okay.
Or is there enough of that?
We actually got quite a few comments.
Oh, cool. Okay, let's have a look at that.
Let me get those up. But we normally do comments at the end. But that's fine, Matt. We can do whenever you want. This is your fucking thing that you decide when things happen. New share. Matt.
What?
Save the podcast quickly.
I am. I'm doing it with my face.
Oh, I didn't notice. Okay, good. So, comments. There you go. This podcast has been reduced to the fact where comments is like the only segment we have that actually works. There's nothing else to this anymore. It's become so self-referential. Daniel Lake
that was your objective.
That's true. Daniel Lake 92. I've been watching this podcast thing. It's a bit harsh. Since it was 2 women instead of Matt. And every week it feels like Dan is on the verge of packing it all in. I'm glad he hasn't yet, as it's the only show that covers British politics in a jocular way that isn't cringingly shit. That's what we should put on the thing. Not cringingly shit.
Not cringingly shit. That's a great tagline.
Quite shit, but not cringingly so.
Daniel Baker.
That's very nice. Daniel Lake. Nice. Yeah. I mean, he's been commenting for ages, as he says, when it was 2 women. Yes, I remember those days. Heather. A little bit of news about Heather. She's running as an independent councillor in Hackney.
Oh, go for it, Heather.
And she's put out a really good video about your party, discussing all the internecine, is that how you say it?
Internecine
conflict. It's definitely worth watching. I mean, there's a lot of stuff out there about your party. We tried to talk about your party the other week. Failed badly.
Daniel, link below.
No links. No. Just find Heather's channel. Yeah. She's called Heather Mendick. You should already be, if you're a fan of this channel, then you should already be a subscriber. I bet Daniel Laker is. Grand Dude 77. And thank you, Daniel. That was after last week's episode, where Matt almost drove me to complete despair. There was that comment. Possibly saved the podcast.
Oh, wow.
Single-handedly.
Jocular always reminds me of jock straps. So it's a very awkward word.
Right, that's it. The podcast's over. Grand Dude 77. Grand Dude 77 got a bit punchy on the vodka and did like a load of comments, including, I am drinkies enough right now to incessant comment and to give away. This is edited, by the way. It's got the lead. So he went back and
put more effort in.
He put more effort in, but it's still pretty bad. And to give away a modest amount of money, that would be so nice. That's all we want. YouTube, however, will not allow me to rejoin, resub, whatever the word, or to super chat. This is sad. I would have liked to contribute to Matt's Razor Blade Fund so he can attack his feet. Matt only hates the homeless more than he hates his own feet. That's true. Yeah, there was a lot. I think there was another comment about your hatred of the homeless, Matt. I don't know if you want to explain that.
I don't remember saying anything about the homeless, but I probably did.
You did. I remember it very well.
I let the hate leak out of me in many different ways.
Yeah, well, it was about homeless people graping bankers. So it was very leaky.
Oh yeah, that's the problem, that they let all the change go down the drain. That's where all the money's gone in Britain.
Now I appreciate
people don't look after their money.
We look after money, though, don't we, Matt? If you would like to give us money, there is a Patreon, but I appreciate that people don't want to sign up to a Patreon and pay loads of money. It probably would be an idea. I mean, it would be an idea to one day have like something on YouTube, but we can't build. I'm not going to fill in the whole thing just on the off chance that Grand Dude gets drunk again in a month or two and wants to give us £5. Like, I think there needs to be, with everything with this channel, it would work a lot better if there was more interest in it. Anyway, Grand Dude 77 also says, was it young men of fighting age? Top Bants. That was us. Yeah. That was me.
That was you. Yeah.
Like that was us. It's obvious. It's a comment on the podcast, Matt.
Yeah, got it.
That's us. Hey, this comment's about the podcast. Grounded 77. Matt has a Russian side piece. Pog. Is that Poggers? What's Pog? P-O-G?
I don't know what Pog is. Piece of gammon?
Piece of gammon. Not anymore. I'm sick of all those pieces of gammon I've had to hang out with. Now I'm going to Russia. What'd you get there? A piece of what do they eat in Russia?
Bratwurst. No, that's Germany.
No, Matt. What's
Brat Best?
Brat Best.
Brat Best sausages. Brat Best. Come down to Russia and have some Brat Best sausages.
When is Daniel going to shave his head See, this is it's very cheeky. Baldy podcast for the win. It's not shaming, Dan. Just ask Sigma Matt. That Sigma is like the biggest compliment you can get these days. You're not.
Sigma is one of those other ones like jocular and jockstrap because it reminds me of smegma. But what does Sigma mean? Is that so a nice one?
Yeah, he's got alpha and beta males, and then Sigma is like goes his own way. It's like the cool guy.
Oh, I like that. Yeah. Thank you, grand dude.
You're not Samson. Your power lies within, Daniel. Embrace hair loss, and you become strong. Hey, I've thought about it, grand dude. To be honest with you, I mean, one day I think it looks all right now. Last week it wasn't great because when it's longer. When I cut it looks a bit better. It's getting more and more of a faff to deal with at all because like the only way for it not to look completely insane is to like push. It's basically becoming a comb over from the back forward. I understand comb overs now because I guess when your hair's thinning, it works. And then you just keep doing it for 20 years. And then one day you notice, oh, actually, there's fucking nothing there anymore. And I'm still doing this bullshit. Yeah, I might do, grand dude, one day. How about if you give us £100,000 on Patreon? I'll probably still only consider doing it. I might not. Don't want to put anything down in writing. What did a homeless person do to Matt? Good question. Or does he just hate them out of snobbery, perhaps? They are the ultimate scroungers. The Salvation Army and Big Issues need to issue homeless people with card readers. Who even has cash? That's a grand dude. I imagine he was pretty fucking drunk. I think it's probably the only way he can get through this podcast. The rise in that's
something you didn't realize before the internet, before social media, that is really good about being drunk. Is that you can just. It's exciting to just write a load of stupid messages somewhere. I mean, in the olden days, in the 90s, you might ring people up using a landline when you're drunk.
I mean, that's the problem with Twitter, right? The problem with Twitter is people are on there in all different states. Like, if you're in the pub, and even if you're not drunk, you can get the vibe of what's going on, and you can see that the people are drunk, and you can kind of accept the banter that is happening, even if you don't like it. On Twitter, you're there at 7 a.m. in the morning, you know, getting ready for work, and I'm outraged by what I've just seen on Twitter about. Then someone else, halfway around the world, is at 4 a.m, completely fucked out of their head on coke, is having the conversation with you, and you're both trying to have a conversation about it. It's not going to work, is it? No wonder everybody's fucking shouting at each other. We've only got 10 minutes left of this one as well. We might go into a third one. Unless maybe you don't have time. I don't know. Anyway, let's keep going. This is James Spitman, 5450. The rise in anti-Semitism might be because saying you don't like Jaffa oranges or Sabra hummus. What are Jaffa oranges? They're Israeli, are they?
I think
they're from that part. Or God forbid, genocide now counts as hate crime. And as everyone knows, being the victim of a hate crime means you're allowed to do one back without complaint. One reply to this. I'm curious what that might be. Just one though, right? Okay. Grand dude getting back in there. We jock poopong mcplop. Oh, my comment.
Blackadder reference, that is.
Oh, is it? Well, who was Sam Blackadder?
I think he's the man who cleans the toilets in Aberdeen.
That's like it's just like one-off reference.
A one-off reference. I can't
Not like a character.
Can't remember the exact line.
Oh, my comments are among the secret ones that only appear when sorted for some reason. Yeah, the comment section is really fucking weird on YouTube.
Yeah, but it's just a constant thing on YouTube. Why is that? They'd like to make it as complicated and as abstract as possible.
Oh my God! Yes, Willie Thorne. That was what you said, yeah. And then we've got a whole load of snooker shit going on. Socialism, Loopy are we? The legend. You Jedi'd me. The song is in my head now. Well played.
Yeah, that'll be a nice tune for the start of the or the end credits.
For what?
If you remember your snooker loopy.
What, for this podcast?
Yeah.
Fine. We just need to own. This is Javid Collingson, another regular. We just need to own this terrible Manchester attack. Whoever did it represents the Islamist left, which is a real group of people, us, that wants woke Sharia law, and Keir Starmer is the leader of our society, of our socially conservative transgender. Sorry?
Yeah, I was just correcting you.
Oh, sorry, movement. And the BBC is our propaganda platform. It's so small. It's exciting to be...
exciting. Exciting.
Okay, it's exciting to be part of such a successful and powerful movement. It is very exciting. If nothing else. Yeah, nah. Grand Dude is on fire with his replies. Indeed, says Javid. Yes. Well, that's the thing. Like, which group is claiming the attack? The left. Everybody, the entirety of the left, all the millions of people around the world. I don't even know what happened with that. Has anything come of that? Like, who they found out who this guy was, or is it already too late in the news cycle? Going to move on.
Well, it'll have presumably been some Muslim fundamentalist. Wasn't he called Mr. Jihad?
I don't know. I haven't seen anything about him in the news.
I think that was his name.
Well, it's an unfortunate name.
I think he might have. I think he might have shouted the old Islamic.
No, but have they found out his background, or has there been?
I haven't looked.
Did the Sunday Sport not say anything about it?
Hang on, let's go to the paper of record. Well, all I've got here is Starmer gives thumbs up to obscene sex act. I'd love to give Helen one. Very attractive lady. BBC plays Blinder with more Peaky. It's going to be another series of Peaky Blinders, but without the good bloke in it. Don't let Keir get his hands on boobs. That's in Sunday Sport today. We will report the latest bizarre news from the hermit kingdom of North Korea that Stalinist state dictator Kim Jong-un has banned boob jobs.
Who can afford a boob job in North Korea? That's incredible.
Probably Kim Jong-un.
It's such a big problem. They had to ban them.
Taylor Swift, Taylor Swift. Look at the headline. My big fear of drying up. Barmy Kim banned.
So I take it the Sunday Sport has not found out any.
They don't seem to have covered the synagogue attack.
That's too bad. Oh, I like this comment.
What about this one? Wife injected exploding foam into cheating hubby's chap's eye as he slept.
Into his what?
Into his chap's eye.
I haven't heard the phrase chap's eye for about 20. It says about 15 years old.
They've got it chap's eye as well. It's a slightly weird space.
Chap's eye. That's quite good.
Is
chap's eye the woke version? Is that the Sunday Sport going woke? You can't even say chap's eye anymore. What's become of this country?
But I'll tell you what you can say. It burst like a balloon. There were bits of bell end on the ceiling.
Oh, man, we need to get the Sunday Sport podcast going.
I need to get writing for these guys. I've got to get my investigative hat on.
I really like this comment because he says, I went with my wife to the Labour conference in 2009 in Brighton. They also like the NEC a lot. Now, I don't really understand who they are. Is that like Your Party?
Oh, maybe he's referring to the us woke-tastic army of Islamist lunatics.
No, it's not a reply. This is a separate comment. I don't know what he's talking about, but he said, but I really like the fact that he said, I went with my wife to the Labour conference in 2009 in Brighton. I love it when people say, like, what? So what? Like, it was like a boast. Well done, mate.
He's also put a question mark there. That's
yeah. He's also not entirely sure if he. I said that they're always in Liverpool. I didn't say they're always in Liverpool. Maybe I did, but obviously they're sometimes in Brighton. They alternate between Brighton and Liverpool.
Yeah.
But anyway, they also. So that's why they also like the NEC. That's why I think he means Your Party. No,
Birmingham. Your Party likes the NEC in Birmingham as well. Is that what you're saying?
The NEC, the venue?
Yeah, isn't that what he's referring to?
Oh. Well, no, because it's never in Birmingham. I thought he meant the Labour NEC, the National Executive Committee.
Oh,
I have no
yeah,
idea.
Right. Yeah,
I have no idea.
And who the fuck is PNR? Actually, Matt looks like PNR. Is that a footballer?
No, it's a journalist, and I'll show you a picture of him in a minute.
No. I'm still on my own for the next
actually,
hour.
Matt looks like more. Yeah, you'll know him. You'll know him. How's it spelled? Piner. John Piner, I think it is. You'll recognize him. Yeah.
Oh, John Piner. Oh my God. Okay.
I don't know really. I mean, he just has a mustache.
What's happened to my face?
I don't think you do look like him. I think it's a bit. It's just like a mustache and similar hair.
Thanks, Daniel.
I mean, he's got a lot less hair, to be fair. Yeah, I don't really know what that's all about. I went with my wife. That's why you should get married, because I think there's like a level of authority that you get when you say my wife. You know, it's like if you're having dinner with someone and like they get the wrong order. Oh, my friend got the wrong order or whatever. But you say, my wife ordered this. I think people have to respect that level. Yeah. Like, you know, you're talking about my wife. I went to the Labour conference in 2018 with it went in 2009. It's a long time ago.
Yeah.
What's
good that he's kept the marriage going.
Well, we don't know.
We don't know.
Yeah. That was the last time he went with his wife, so that's where he mentioned it.
First and last date. Divorced in 2010.
It's incredible how you managed to maintain the quality week after.
Yeah, you guys.
Not this week, mate, unfortunately. But thanks, but no thanks. Grand Dude replying as well. I like Grand Dude has replied to almost every comment here, except this guy, because no one has any idea what this was. This was too much even for Grand Dude to comprehend, but even in this completely drunk state, he was, I can't make head nor tail of this.
Yeah. Gonna need another Baileys before I answer this motherfucker.
I don't know why I watched this. This is a good concept. I don't know why I watched this. I don't even live in the UK. I mean, I can't imagine watching this, like, and being heavily involved in your party / Labour politics and but not living in the UK and watching this. How did you even come across it? That's what I want to know. But I never miss an episode for some reason.